Bahow! Welcome to the stream. Today, I'm helping someone with their homework. Because he's been a lazy boy, and a stupid one. We're gonna help him try to solve a programming task. So while he gets his ass here, I'll just read up the task that he's been assigned. So, Katarina is developing a 2-player dice game. The players roll 2 6-sided dice each and get points depending on what they roll. There are 5 rounds in the game. In each round, each player rolls the 2 dice. There are some rules to how to calculate the score. If both players have the same score at the end of the 5 rounds, they each toss 1 die, and whoever gets the highest wins, unless they have to repeat, of course. Only authorized players are allowed to play the game. For some reason, where appropriate, input from the user should be validated. So we should design, develop, and test and evaluate a program that can allow 2 players to enter details, names, which are authenticated to ensure they are authorized to play. The program should allow each player to roll dice to calculate and output the point for each round, and each player's total score should allow the players to play 5 rounds or more. At the end, it should output who has won. It should store the winner's score and their name in an external file and display this high score of the top 5 winning ones from this external file. Yeah, sounds not too complicated at all. So let's just create a workspace folder for ourselves. First and foremost, let's just call it Niall is a stupid boy. There we are. How about we create a new file, just a text file, and we'll name it script and change the extension of the file and open it over here. Yeah. Niall, are you watching? No, it isn't. Okay, that's fine. Now, with this empty script of ours, oh, there you are, Niall. Welcome. Have you written anything in Python before, Niall? Anything at all? Also, welcome to the stream. I forgot to put on music. Okay. That was by accident. Well, okay. But yeah, have you written anything like this before? Or toyed around with it or anything? You've done some of the project at school. Oh! So, if I wrote... then you know what this means. Yeah? Is this does this make sense? Or if I were to do something like not really. Okay. How about this part here then? Does that make sense to you? You get the second one? Okay, good. Very good. So, what this part means is that we are defining a function. Oh, you're 20 seconds behind. Easy mistake. Okay. Now that you're back, this part here defines a function with a name add 4, and it gives you a value based on what you put in plus 4. I can make another function, type def and the name, like times 2 for, let's say you will want to put in 2 numbers or something. We can have x and y, for example. The names of these you can choose for yourself. Then we will create some variables. v1 equal to x times 2, and v2 would be y times 2. Then we would like to return these 2 numbers at once. We could type return, and using parentheses x and y. So that means if I type number is equal to 5, then I can use one of these functions I've made earlier, yeah, to change the value of this number from 5 to something else, like this. Number is equal to add 4 to itself number. That would return 9. So number is now 9. Still with us? Okay, very nice. Now, just for you, tonight's safe word, if I'm going too fast, call me Sonic. Yeah. So. Let's see here. Now, I'll skip ahead to this list down here of requirements that don't have anything to do with the game rules specifically. Yeah, I like that. I'm a good puppo. This is a direct copy from Discord, and it's all 165 lines. Anyway, I will copy this text, go back to my script, insert a comment, and just have that there for reference. Now then, let's make sure that one can. You think the actual game part of it is easier? Yes, it is. It's much easier than the thing that surrounds the game itself. Now, first off, it should allow two players to enter their details, which are authenticated to ensure that they are authorized players. But fortunately for us, they haven't specified that one needs a password or something. So what we could do is just... I have a feeling that maybe my music is too loud. There we go. But yes, since they didn't specify a kind of password solution, we can make some very, very cheap security stuff. Let's say we have in our work folder here, we will just create a new file, text document, then name it authorized players or something. Yeah, and in there we'll just write down some names, pretty much. So Alice can play, Bob can play. Who else should we allow to play? Oh yeah, Niall. And Dildo Man. Yeah. We'll save that. Now. Let's have a function that, kind of like how I have names for people that can join. Yes, precisely. Precisely like that. So, first off, we'll make a function that lets us provide our details to the computer. User gives details. That'll be the name, and I don't think I need anything inside those parentheses. Oh, no, of course I do. I should. Nope, maybe not. Anyway, what we're going to do here moving closer to the Wi-Fi. Enjoy. Yeah. Now, how do we get input from the user? We ask the operating system for help. I'm just looking at the documentation right now to see if this is where I should be looking, you know? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay. God, it's been so long since I wrote something in Python. Python 3 user input. Yeah, this works. Back to the code. So, what we will use is a function called input that will give us whatever we want from the user. But we need to ask a question first so the user knows what to enter. So in our case that would be, what is your name? Your coding knowledge, basically just little stuff. Oh, don't worry. We'll make it there. Now, we ask the user what is their name. Then of course we need to store it for later, so we set name equals to this input. Yeah, like that. And then, since in our case we'll just be asking for the name, not a password, we will just return the name. No, yes, we'll return the name only. That's the basic stuff, you know. Hey, good, that helps. So, then we make another function that validates user details. Where we have a user name and yeah, just a username, of course. Here's where this file of ours comes into place. We will, damn it, it's been way too long. Way too long. Oh, it's all fine. I don't have to import libraries or anything. Okay. So this function should validate whether or not this username exists in this file. Python noob. Hey, at least I know where to brush up on my skills. So we will open a file. The file's name in our script can be whatever you want. So we open the file. The file's name we can specify up here. Valid users file. Set that equal to what was it? Authorized players.txt. You don't know where you saved it to. Oh, don't worry about that. That was in case we didn't get it to run the first try in the command prompt. So that's all good. Just make a file, a folder on your desktop or something for this. Now we open this valid users file. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. It was in case we had to do something to correct the installing stuff thing. Now, right now, I'm going to make a variable that should contain the text in the valid users file. But first I will just make it... How do I do that again? It's not nil, not null. Like that? No. No. Whichever. Now, to read the text from the file, we do with this f. What? Whatever. With this f, we make sure that txt is set equal to whatever we read from the file. We do read lines such that we get each line separated as a different object. I better send you this code after. No. No. Why would I do that? Then you wouldn't learn from your mistakes. Okay, so now we have extracted the text from the file containing these users, and with that we are going to go through this list of users and see if the username we've gotten is in there somewhere. Fine. So, for have you used a for loop before, Niall? What this means is that for this txt thing is a list, yeah? Yeah, I'll explain it. The txt variable is a list. So what this does is for each item in that list, we do a thing for each of those items, and we assign a name to that item. While loops, yeah, okay, but yeah, these aren't too dissimilar. So what we do here is just for each line, if the line is equal to the username, then we return true. And if that doesn't happen ever, it means we return outside the loop, and if that's the case, then the username is not valid, which means we return false. Now I remember, it's none instead of nil. There we go. Does this make sense to you? Now, at the moment, these two pieces of code are not connected to each other in a way. This isn't, this doesn't work at the moment. It's just some declarations that don't do anything because they're not being called on yet. But let's give that a go right now. So, let's see. My name is user gives details. Then we have another variable. Oh no, you don't need to have an else. The else is optional. It's, you know, if you're not gonna use it for anything, then you don't need it there. We only wanted to return true if our username corresponds to one of the lines in the text, yes? And if it does, we don't need to search the rest of the list. We just escape out with a true. But if that never happens inside here, then we will just go through the whole list and output false. Yeah. So onwards, we've entered our name, I guess. Then we have a is it true? We put that equal to user validates details. Using our name. Then, of course, we need to print. Is it true? And so far that's the program. These 3 lines. But these are declarations we need, of course. So, I am going to try this right now. What I'm going to do is just save my file here and drag my script into here. Ooh. What the fuck? On line 6. Ugh. God damn, I hate this. Why do you have to use your apostrophes the wrong way? England. It's not supposed to be a backtick. How's the homework? Hey Boax, welcome. Ask Niall how his homework is going. You are a stupid boy. You should have done your homework earlier, Niall. Just saying, you know. Now, it seems I have a syntax error. Fortunately, Python is kind enough to provide us with some help. How's your day going, Boax? What you up to? Is it supposed to be a colon here, perhaps? Okay, I've forgotten the syntax for this. It's going good. Oh, you're just working and eating? At your lunch break, perhaps? Or, yeah, it's about lunchtime for you, isn't it? What you having? Say, come on. Nothing about iteration here, is there? No? Ah, there it is. Harumph. Chicken and mashed potato corn. Ooh. Fine choice. Most fine choice. So here's one-handed tip for you, Niall. If you ever need to test anything, you can just simply open your command prompt like this and type in Python or whatever it is your thing was. And then you can type in Python code and get live results, like if x is equal to 53 plus 7, what is x? It's 60. So what I'm going to do now is type down what I have in my code already and test it underway, if that makes sense. Yeah. So text is none, f is open a file. Heck. Alright, I need to be in the right place for this. Ugh. Let's just exit there. I think what's happening there is that I'm opening a file that doesn't exist because I'm in the wrong kind of place, which is never fun. So what I will do is find out how to find out what current directories are and all that. This music is sad. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. Stuff like file locations and things can be very annoying. Sorry about this. I'll just try some things. Yeah, I guess sometimes sad is kind of chill. Yeah, like Boax says. What is this? Why am I getting a syntax about curve? Oh, right. I think that's it. Dumbass errors. No? Fuck's sake. This is slightly aggravating. It can be like that sometimes, of course. Debug time. Fuck's sake. Hey Emma. Yeah, sorry, this doesn't look confusing at all. It's just, this is how humans talk, you know. In certain segments of society, or should I say strata. Ooh. How are you today, Emma? Or this morning? Did you have a good sleep? Fuck's sake. Okay, screw that. We'll just temporarily remove this. Why? Your cat is a prick? Oh no. And he kept you up. Oh. I hope I get a cat like that someday. I would love that. Is it... It looks like I've just been putting too many parentheses in here, even though that shouldn't be a fucking problem, Python. Does that work? Okay. Struggling just as much as you are, sort of, because I'm used to writing in Python 2.8, which is no 2.7, and everything looks different there. So. Alice is not defined. This is so stupid. It shouldn't be like this. I should just get the name and return the name, not I shouldn't execute Alice, if that makes sense. Stupid computer. Leaves it broken. I'm sort of tempted to, because this is getting real stupid real fast. You guys ever leave a lot of stuff broken on your workplace? See, okay, type Alice, hit enter, and then it's like, no, there's no such thing as Alice. I can't execute Alice. Right, Python 3. Terminal input. Yeah, see here, like this. Why doesn't it work? You're the Mad Hatter. Yeah. Fuck me up with your tea. I guess. Oh, I think I know what's up. Christ. I have to specify which Python version I'm using, because it thinks this is Python 2 and not 3. Okay. So now, if I just type in, what is it? Python 3? Yes. Python 3 space, and then I toss the file in. Ta-da! Alice is my name. And now we have a totally different error. Oh, I just misspelled one of my own definitions. Okay. Oops. Python 3. Give me the shit, man. My name is Dildo Man. Did I have that in the file? Of course I had it in the file. There it is. And we have a different error. What the fuck are you doing? This is not a valid name. Tweedledum? I don't... Oh, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Now I remember who those are. I haven't even seen the movie. Now, what's wrong with this then? Okay, so this is the name of the file. Unfortunately, we need the full path of the stupid fucking file. I think. Let's try again with Alice. No, at least this is correct now. But okay. You're judging me. Yeah, that shit's for kids, you know. to find out where our file is located, we have to use our memory and shit, yeah. So from the operating system, we import a module called path. So we will just use path join. Okay, it's getting kind of long there. So make a list of the folders we have to go through to get to our stupid ass shit file. So I know from experience that when I just run something from anywhere, it's usually from my user directory, so we need to, in my case, go to the desktop, then to this folder that I very creatively named Niall is a stupid boy. Yes, that's the name. Then we have the name of the file itself there at the end. So then we join this path list, yes, and then hopefully that should be enough to validate. Oh, come on, dildo. Jesus Christ. Okay. Fine. Couldn't make it nice and tidy like I wanted to. We'll remove that. And just paste all of that shit in there. You're not older than 21, Emma. Jeez. You watched it again less than a week ago. Well, you say you're not a child, but by my standards you are. Judging you. Well, it's like, judging you. Okay. Hopefully this works. Let's try that. You're confused now. Yeah, sorry, Niall. I know. I'll walk you through it if this works. Okay. It says Alice isn't in the file. I'll do some testing. Let's print the line we're getting from the document. My name Alice. Right. So. Oh. For fuck's sake. Since we're using Windows, everything gets fucked because on Linux, when you type enter to make a new line of text in a text file, you use two things instead of one. System specific stuff. Technically you're 869. if we count your years alive. Okay. I accept. Okay. So for each line in the text file we need to, because Windows is stupid, we need to strip off extra characters from the text. Line equals to line dot strip. Is that it? Yes, I think so. Then slash n. Then we do the same thing again, but we strip off another character. Slash r, then I shouldn't be having this issue. My name Alice. I'm in, yes, right. Goddamn fucking Windows. Yeet. Yeah, you could say that. You can say that again. So, you don't get it, but yeet. I'll explain it to you. So, this line means that we are using not a built-in library of functions and stuff. So from the OS we import path, which helps us just make a path through directories and things. And here we use this to join up folders and the file names and things, and so that we can find this this magic file here. You are going to have to change this depending on where it's saved and what it's named on your machine. But like if you kept it on the desktop and your folder is also named Niall's a Stupid Boy, then you're good to go. Okay, so in here, when we validate the user details, we make an empty object here. It's totally empty, has nothing, is nothing. We open a file, which is the file over here, and with that we extract the text and separate it into lines. So this is no longer empty, it is a list of text. Then for each item in that list we strip off these things. They are characters, single byte characters. This one is a new line. This, the /r, is a carriage return. It'll make sense if you've ever tried an old-fashioned typewriter. So this character represents the act of, you know, pulling the thing back. That's how specific Windows is about this bullshit. So once we've stripped off those characters, we can check if the name and the text is the same. Otherwise, we'll get some errors because they're not exactly the same. Yeah. So with that in place, What is next on the agenda? Let's see here. It should allow each player to roll 2 6-sided dice. This is fine. We'll do that afterwards. For each round, it should output the points of each player's total score. Ugh, okay. Now, we're going to get into some deep water, Niall. Kinda deep. You're a smart boy. Yeah, you can be if you try. As long as you're not lazy. We are going to... Have they taught you about classes yet, Niall? Or what an object means in Python? No? Okay. Fine. So if everything in Python is an object, like this valid users file, the thing we get from here is an object. This function declaration is an object. The name we get from the user is an object. A number is an object. You are pretty much expected to find stuff out on the internet. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. It's like that when you get to your university as well. Yeah, your mom is an object. That's true. So, like, a class of objects, for example, would be numbers. And then you could have subclasses of different kinds of numbers with different properties and attributes. Am I going too fast? And if it wasn't numbers, how about we have a class of animals with different subclasses like mammal and bird, and under mammal you could have subclasses like dog and cat, which would be totally different from whatever bird classes, but would share the same animal features. Yes? We can write this in Python. So, as an example, we'll define an animal class. It inherits properties from the object class, if I remember well. I'm not sure if you need to specify this in Python 3. But yeah, the animal class, it has a way of being initialized. We don't need to worry about that. That's the entire animal class. And like if animals have a length, you know, then we would do this. So if it has length, it should be set up here then. You're long. I guess. So, with that, each animal has a length, and we can further define like mammals as inheriting from the animal class. They inherit all of these functions, so we don't have to specify that animals have a length, if that makes sense. Pass on the animal class, but if maybe we have a class of birds inheriting from the animal class, we might want to initialize it with a height, or rather an altitude. So then we would add some additional features in there and yeah, get that stuff going. But that's for later. Right now, what we are going to do is make a basic class named player. I need to just check up on that real quick, the syntax. Okay, so it is with spaces. No, parentheses rather. Player inherits from object. So it's a very basic kind of thing we're making right now. We will define how to initialize a player using just a name. We don't need to know much else because their score will start at 0 anyway. So self.name is equal to name, of course. Then self.score is equal to 0. And that's it. Hey, sup Netrix? What's the first suggestion that pops up when you type P in your browser? Also, hi. You know, I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, ready? P. Hey, that was very lucky. Ta-da! Penny Arcade, which I can recommend. It's a funny webcomic. So yes, Niall, back to your work. Let's also, for players, define a function named get score for oneself. The self here means that if you have an object which is a player, the self refers to that in a way, because you can have more than 2 players, of course. This is just the syntax for that. So we return one's score pretty much, and we also define add points to oneself with an amount of points, wherein we just return to send. No, what we do is add the score to our own score. Now we have add another method for subtracting points. Sub points, self with an amount of points. Do the opposite of what we were doing here. Now, I do remember something about the task. Specifically, the score of a player cannot go below 0 at any point. This is important, yeah? So, we'll put that in here. When you subtract points, every time you subtract points, you cannot go below 0. So, we'll put in a test here. If one's score is less than 0, then our score will be set to 0. How's this sound so far, Niall? Oh, you're on the right track, but you would need to have this self. Otherwise, the value won't be associated with the player object. It won't be stored. Well, let me give you an example of the things we can do by making a class and using this self thing. We can have player 1 as a player named Alice. And we can have player 2 be a player named Bob. Now, what we can do is, since we've defined these methods here, then what that means is that we can use this kind of syntax for it. Player 1 dot add points. Then we add what, 2 points? Yeah. And of course that won't affect Bob, or it shouldn't affect Bob, which is why we use this self thing. For properties and attributes related to one instance of the player. Yeah. With that player class out of the way, what were we working on again? Okay. So this should allow the players to play 5 rounds. And if both players have the same score after 5 rounds. Okay. Back to the code. Oops. Oop. So, with that out of the way, let's make a variable. Maximum number of rounds. It is equal to 5, as we know. Then we create one for the current round. We set that equal to 1. Of course, it's the first round. Then, I suppose, we will create players. Player 1. Or you know what? We should make a function for that. We should define a function for that before things get messy. Def. Find players. Pretty much. And we will make 2 player objects out here available to whomever. Yeah, 5 isn't technically maximum. We'll increase that if we have to. But yeah. At any rate, when we get to the 5th round, we need to know if we're at the 5th round. So we create some empty player objects defined as none. They are not a player. They are nothing. Then with this function we will get player name 1 by using this we wrote earlier. User gives details and validates user details. And they said we need to, it would be preferable if we inserted validations for these things. So after we've gotten the first name, p name 1 valid non-existent. Pretty much, yes. Oh. Yeah, type that in again. That didn't appear in my end. So to find out if player name 1 is valid, we check. Validates user details for p-name 1 if p-name 1 not true, no, if not p-name, there we go. Tits. It might have been because it had the word tits. No, maybe not. Yeah, you're right. Connection error. Who knows? So, if it doesn't validate the first player name, we will Actually, this should be a loop, you know? So we will set this up here. We'll set that to false. We'll just assume it's already false, yeah? Then we make a while loop. And you know how to make a while loop, yeah? It's like your mom's tits. Non-existent. Yeah, your mom's chest area is non-class. So, now, while player name 1 isn't true. No, the validity rather. Then this is what we do. That should take care of that, because we are testing for p name 1 valid, and we're setting it inside here. Actually, we can do this too. Though one thing I've forgotten to do is make sure one specifies which player it's asking the name for. We'll get to that quite soon. So we'll copy this. And we'll exchange this player name 1 for player name 2 throughout the entire thing. There. You have to go to sleep soon. Well, okay. I'll just finish this tonight. And you can watch this tomorrow. Yeah? And you can watch it at your own leisure. I'll make sure to chastise myself if I make an error. So, what I'm doing now is heading further up to the place where we ask for the name. But if you don't understand, then you can do a timestamp or something, or a screenshot, and ask on Discord. So like this, we insert what is, instead of your name, what is player 1's name. We do the same thing for player 2. What is player 2's name? Then, after that is done, we set these global variables up here to what they're supposed to be, such that player 1 is equal to a new player with the name p name 1. Same for player 2, but different. And there we have that done. What is next? It should display the top 5 winning scores from an external file. Let's get around to that right now. So that means way up here we will define another file, or the path to a file. High scores file. You don't know how to external file? I'll It can be difficult. Don't worry. I can probably help you out with that some other time. But ugh. Our high scores file, we should be able to find that in the same directory, I think. Actually, let's make another one. Main directory. Set that equal to this. Then we paste this in here. So that is our folder and these are our files. We join this main directory with, let's say the name of the file is high5.txt. Right? No, actually, I have a better idea. This should be stored as a JSON file. It's a different file format, but it makes it easier to parse, go through pretty much. Right now I'm just trimming down stuff so it doesn't take so much space on screen or in the file. Niall, you still here? When you open command prompt, it'll tell you what directory you're in. So if you create a file in that directory and use Python to open the file, you won't have to specify in what directory the file is in. but it can be a bit tricky anyway. So with these high scores, I guess I should first define how to read the high scores. What? Yeah, I know. Exactly. Now, what was these high scores again? Display the score and player name. How do we do that? We open a file, of course, the high scores file. And we make an object named jtext or something. Set that to none. Then with this file f, we do how do I do that again? Didn't I have a, there we go, JSON encoder and decoder. Import JSON and then just load. Very good. jtext is equal to JSON dot loads. Holy shit! Hey, Medius, welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long ass while. How's New Year's been and Christmas? Welcome back. So we will load in this entire text file. Loads f dot read. Am I cool if you go to sleep now? Sure, now. You have been very busy. Well, good. And you've been good as well. Nice. Double score. That's very good. Now then, I can't remember how to do this properly. Let's see. About me, I've been pretending to be busy. But it hasn't worked out very well for me. I need to get more cash, you know. Because I've been a lazy boy. Otherwise fine though. Sleep well, Niall. Now that we've read the file, let's just return this this stuff. Right. Sorry, this might be a kind of a boring stream since it's programmed, but you click the link, you drop this on yourself. Now, let's have another function for putting the high scores on the screen. Actually, what I should do is I should have an object out here for the high scores. So that we remove this line, or modify this, remove this. There we go. A bit easier on the eye. What are you up to tonight? Oh, yeah, see you soon. So, we'll output these high scores by figuring out how to traverse this, because I don't remember. Way too long since I've done this shit. All right, I'll just give it a go, I guess. So print out the high scores. Then I will create this file called hi5.json and just insert some something to test it with. hi5.json. Now, let's say that Alice. No, let's do the scores like this. 4. Alice scored 4. And Bob scored 3. And yeah, somebody else did something else, but that's fine. We'll just test this, see how it runs. What is the homework? It's a simple dice game. So I'll read it to you. Someone is developing a 2-player dice game. They roll 2 6-sided dice and get points depending on what they roll. There are 5 rounds, but you know, if the scores are even, it can go on for longer. It has some certain rules, and we need to do some other things not strictly related to the game. For example, you need to type in your name, and your name needs to be in a file already. You need to be authorized to play. You had to do a dice game. Damn. What kind of language were you using? Oh, have I forgotten to... Yes, I have. Of course I have. Let's try it. Find players. No, not that. We don't need that yet, but that's fine. Before we find players, we'll read high scores file. Then we'll output high scores. Did I type that right? Yes, I did. And then we try to find players. So let's give that a quick go. Nope. Oh, I've forgotten to import the library for JSON. Whoops. So, import JSON, please. Oh, it's in Python. Nice. I've written a lot of stuff in Python 2, but this assignment of his is in number 3, so I'm struggling a little bit, but it makes it more interesting. Expecting value. Okay, so let's say Alice scored Alice scored 4. And Bob scored a lousy 3 because he's a twat. How about now? Expected double quotes, okay. Huh. Right, so it didn't print out the high scores. Bob stands for Big Obese Bob. Well, Bob stands for a lot of things. He stands for a lot of things we don't enjoy. Poor Bob. He could have just chosen a different name and still be the same kind of guy. You know? Why does it not output my high scores? What is it that I need to do here? this is annoying. Bob also stands for baggage on board. Hey Farbuilder, long time no see. You haven't used Python 3.8? No, I haven't used it either until today. And it feels like I'm back in first year of university. Once you had to compile 3.6 from source. I was trying to do that earlier today, but I figured, fuck it. I couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm sure it's easy on Linux, but of course I'm using Windows now, so stupid. I guess I'll have to use JSON dump string. Try this again. Null? Why do I get null? This is unheard of. Hey, Happy Katie. Why am I not playing Minecraft anymore? It's just been a while since I did. I still have the server, but it's just been a while since I sat down and played a lot of games. Christmas has been a bit busy, lazy, yeah, both. Hey, Happy Katie. Sorry, you don't like code. But that's the evening. For now. For now. Yeah, for now. Can I maybe load directly from the file? Looks like it. So load like this. It is a pain indeed. What kind of stuff have you been working with, Katie? If you don't mind me asking. Dildo, okay. pass. What is this? What is this error? Oh, whoops. Syntax error. What I don't understand is why this isn't working. Is it maybe invalid JSON? Grok learning and Arduino. Oh, yeah, I haven't tried Arduinos myself. That sounds like it could be quite extensive. Validate my JSON, please. It is valid. Okay. Then why? What are you guys up to tonight then? You have any plans for the weekend, maybe? Still nothing. Nothing. Harumph. I guess then what I'll do is relaxing, just finished a bunch of tests. Nice. Real nice. Did you just have an end of your semester now? In January? Oh, music too loud? Fuck's sake, who's calling me at 11 at night? My boss! He calls at the weirdest hours. Gets me riled up, really. Let's see if this works. To hell with that guy sometimes, you know? Christ. Something like this should be okay. I'm betting. No. Come on, come on. Yes! Yes. Huh. Who doesn't call it 11? Yeah, it's at night, Katie. It is. Okay, so that did work. Fortunately. But I'm pretty sure we can make that look prettier. Can't we? Can't we, precious? It is a bit late to call people at 11 at night. It's morning at your place. Oh yeah, that's right. You're on the west coast. That's right. Oh no, wait. No, that's wrong. New Zealand or Australia, something. Yeah. Time zones are messed up with me. So, we have a simple way to output the high scores and to find what players we're playing with. So, while our current number of rounds for current round is less or equal to the maximum number of rounds in this game, we'll be playing, of course. Oh, you're in Australia. Yeah, sorry to hear about the crazy fires you've been having. That's pretty bad, you know. People losing their homes and whatnot. Fuck. Alright. Let's make a function for a dice roll. Which means we need to use a random integer function from random. Import random integer. Then we define a dice roll as a random integer. Let's see. What was I thinking of again? Yeah. Random integer. Because I can't remember the docs. Okay, random integer minimum max. So, from 1 to 6 is our range. So that's a dice roll. Let's move this code somewhere else. Like up here. Originally from Scotland. Ugh. How'd you end up in Australia then? Did you go back in time to the colonial days and end up in prison and get exported to the prisoner colony? Or? Been in Scotland for 2 to 4 hours. I've never been there, so you know. Let's make another function. Let's see here. Define end of round such that we print out their scores. Was that it? Calculate outputs and the points for each round and each player's total score. Okay. Then player 1 gain and player 1 yeah, that's all we need, but for player 2 as well. Then we print in what region am I doing my code? I'm in Europe, Northern Europe. Can't remember when you moved. Oh, okay. So when you were pretty young then. Pretty young. But okay. We print. Player 1. Print their name. I should make that a method now that I think about it. Just because I can. Oof is all you can think to say. Yeah, fair enough. We'll duplicate this line and edit it and so that it counts for player 2. Then we add this new score. to the player. We do the same for player 2. Then we print out their total scores. Now has points, and instead of player 1 gain, we use player 1 dot get score. Except it's player 2. Oops. There we go. Did anyone do anything special over Christmas? I got sick, but nothing too special. Thank you, Katie, for being such a nice person. Heartwarming and inspirational. No. No. Don't come here with that. That's a blatant lie. Now, I have been making an error. If this gain in score is negative and we add it, then I don't need a function for subtracting points. But we need to make sure their scores don't go below 0. So, if the points that a player gained were of negative value, less than 0, then we round it off so that it can't go below 0. Thanks for being here, Katie. And you too, Mediast. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you some other time. Maybe when I play Minecraft. Or whatever else. Bye. So, it's getting late for you as well. Yeah, you all have stuff to do. I'll see you some other time. You suggest print with comma separation? Yeah, I can try that. Yeah, why not? Do I need to add spaces then in the strings? Increase current round. Let's say we have the end of the round with gain 1 and gain 2 equal to 1 and 2 points, let's say. Oh, right. Type conversions. I forget about those. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thanks for that. Instead of having to do all those repr calls. Nice, very nice. So let's say that player 1 gains 1 point for each round, and player 2 gains 2 points for each round. Then, when we are done, we want to print current round. Out of maximum number of rounds, just as an assertion. So let's try this script. What is player 1's name? Alice. Player 2's name? Bob. Fuck. None type has no attribute get name. My ass. My actual ass. Okay then we will. I thought global variables were something that one could use in this piece of shit scripting language, but apparently you can't. That's fine. We'll return this out there, and we will make it like this. Player 1 and player 2 is equal to whatever is returned. Alice and Bob are playing. No? Player object has no attribute add score. Oh, it's add points. Him? But so far so good, I guess. You can't tell what to do with globals. You're not sure if you might be confusing that syntax with LUA. I guess I'll just do a quick search. Python 3 global variable. If a variable with the same name is defined inside the scope of a function as well, then it... yeah, but how do I differentiate between when it's happening and it's doing it when it's not? Fuck. Right, how about this? S, Python is great. Okay. Well, whatever, I've rewritten my code now, so it doesn't matter anymore. So, Alice is playing, Bob is playing. That looks alright. So it seems to add up and everything. After 5 rounds, Alice has 5 points, Bob has 10. Like we hoped for. I think I'll just not use global variables at least in the case where I have to change them, because that's when I keep running into trouble. So we found our players. So let's see here. Let's just before we start the actual game, let's print just a whole bunch of hashtags. And let's see, something like game start. Just to make it look a little cheesy, maybe. So with that, we print out. It's someone's turn. Player one, of course, would be the obvious choice. This is fine. Just declaring whose turn it is. The Python way. Hashtag times 10. Oh, nice. Real cool. This is so weird in Python, you know? But I guess that's why I like it. In that case, I'll just do this. Make it look like we're tabulating and stuff. Now then. Them to roll a die, so we just get some input, I guess. Then roll is equal to whatever we get from the dice, of course. Print rolled Now, we do pretty much the same, I think, don't we, Precious? Yes, but we need to differentiate our roles, the first and the second. There we are. Then we should do exactly the same for L1 is basically the same with that font. What do you mean, L1? Oh, L and 1. Yeah, I see what you mean. I should have used Comic Sans or something. Now I am just going to... No, actually, fuck that. Score 1 is equal to roll 1 plus roll 2. And then we do the same down here, but we use score number 2. So that should be okay. Then we use score 1 and score 2 to calculate our score. Let's try that. Alice and Bob are playing together. She rolled 2 and 1. Now it's Bob's turn. He rolls 3 and 7. Alice got 3 this round. Bob has 7 this round. Everything is in order for now. Very good. So, let's just start off with a print, letting us know which round we're at. Makes it a bit prettier, I would think. Let's add some more decorative printing, just because we can. Looking good. Let's make it look better. Now we can clean this up, of course. Let's do that. All these inputs, statements, because we don't really need those cluttering up our code when we can have it in one location. right up where we are defining how to roll a die. Like that. Now I think it's time to look at some of the other requirements we had for this task. It should output who has won at the end of the 5 rounds. That's okay. If both players have the same score after 5 rounds, it should allow each player to roll 1 die until someone wins. Which is okay. Not hard to do at all. So, at the end of the round, if player 1's score is equal to player 2's score, of course we have a problem. Actually, let's just make that a while loop right away. While the player's scores no, actually, move this here, and if we're at the last round, the current round is above maximum number of rounds, because we're counting from 1 and not 0. While the players have an equal score, we'll have an extra dice roll. So let's see how we can define this. Let's define bonus rounds. So we print the same stuff, pretty much. With a couple modifications, because when it's a bonus round, you're only allowed to toss 1 die. So we can drastically reduce our code here for that. let's have a number to count how many bonus rounds we've got. I think that would be cool to keep track of. So, current bonus round. Let's see. Duplicate current bonus round. So that's a bonus round, and we'll define a regular round as well. Like this. Round. Increment the current round if the current round is more than the maximum number of rounds. Then while they have the same scores, we do bonus rounds. Like that. Now, that's that loop, or is it? Yes, it is. So after that, we print game end. No, game over. Then, what did the specification say again? Outputs who has won. Yep. So that is print the winner is some bitch. If player 1 scores higher than player 2, then our winner is player 1. Otherwise, we'll just fill that in up here. The winner is winner. Then, sorry. We'll print some more info actually. The game lasted for current round -1. I've been forgetting something here. There we go. Current. Increment the current bonus round. We'll set that to 0, actually. And we will do this. That should work. Just letting the players know how long or how many rounds they've had. And after one of them has won, of course, we need to add them to the high score by some means. So add to high scores file. What do we add? We add the players, of course, or the winner, rather. There we go, this is much better. Then we add this winner to the high score. Now then, we don't have much left, it seems. Oh, but I have forgotten some stuff. The points rolled on each player's dice are added to their score. If the total is an even number, an additional 10 points are added. If the total is an odd number, 5 points are subtracted. If they roll a double, they get to roll 1 extra die and get the number of points rolled added to their score. That I've been forgetting. Let's just copy this for reference. So in the round here, where we calculate the scores, let's define these rules. define a point addition. No, extra points for die 1 and die 2. So let's just assume it's not even. Or rather, let's